Estamos en el castillo de Kronborg, como unos 45 kilómetros de Copenhague. El castillo es donde Shakespeare situó la novela de Hamlet. Nos pueden dar una idea por qué, viendo la majestuosidad del castillo. Ahorita vamos a bajar a los sótanos, es donde amarraban allá a la gente. Vamos a ver qué tal está por allá.
Yes, when the castle was new, this was the entrance. There was a big drawbridge right here, and the soldiers had a room beside it with a little window where they could look out. The pillars have been added later on to support the foundation of the castle, so it doesn't fall down upon us. Yes, so in the beginning this hallway has been open, and it was very, very busy because this was the only way in and out of the castle. We had the stables. Then there was also a bakery, a brewery, and a blacksmith in this hallway. So it has been very busy. Then, in 1658, we lost a war with Sweden. And they ruined our entrance right here. They took the castle from us and lived here for 2 years. And when they left, they took everything with them. Our big fountain in the middle of the courtyard, our paintings, our tapestries, everything. They took everything from us. Some of it we have got back, except our fountain. They used that to make bullets to shoot at us. Very nice, yes. Also, when we got the castle back, we couldn't repair the drawbridge, so instead we sealed it off, and we built a new entrance called the Dark Gate, where you came through when you had to show us your tickets. Yes. We're going downstairs to the lower casemates, and it's very dark down there. It's cold. The ceiling is quite low and the floor is uneven, so please mind your steps. And don't get scared if you hear weird noises, that's just our bats. They're not vampires, they won't attack you or anything. They just like to say, I'm here too. Yeah, so let's move on. You can come closer, I don't bite. Quite frankly. Welcome to the prison cell. Yeah. It is 8 degrees all year round down here, and this is one of the prison cells we have here at the castle. It is in the shape of a triangle, so we have been very creative. We have named it the Triangle Room. Yeah. It is designed this way because if you only had one prisoner, you could put him right here where I'm standing, and then put the bars right in front of him so he couldn't move. If you had more prisoners, like right now, you had another set of bars for the middle of the room and then all the way down to the door to create more space in here. We know for a fact that a Danish priest sat in this cell the 2 years that the Swedes occupied the castle, because he tried to get it back into Danish hands, but they caught him and threw him down here for 2 years. 2 years in this cell, yes. The smell down here, that is from our oil lamps. It's real fire, so don't touch them. You will burn yourself. It hurts. I have tried it many times. Yes. Also, it's very moist down here. And not only did we have the prison cells right here, right next door is the sleeping holes for the soldiers. And that is our next stop. So we have to play a game, because I have to come out to show you the way. Yes. Just like Moses. Awesome. Yes. Right this way.
Remember, we just celebrated Pesach. So Moshe was crossing the sea, and he was walking out of the sea.
No. It's quite safe. We had it for 20 years almost. Quite safe. There's plenty of room in here.
There you are.
Yes, this is the sleeping halls right next door from the prison. And again, the pillars have been added later on to support the foundation of the castle. So it has been one open room. And we have 4 casemates at the castle. They're not connected because if the enemy came into one of them, they shouldn't gain access to the other ones and then take the castle. And the soldiers live down here. The sleeping halls, they could have from 800 to 1,000 soldiers sleeping down here. They didn't have a lot of personal space. And they slept in bunk beds with 3 bunks in them. So just try to imagine them getting out of bed in the morning, trying not to hit their heads on the ceiling on the bunk above them. It hasn't been all that nice. And as a soldier, you only got 1 blanket each. If you lost your blanket, it was just too bad. You would have to freeze down here. You wouldn't get a new one. So many soldiers slept together 2 and 2 in their beds just to keep warm during the night. Also, hygiene hadn't been invented back then. And there are no toilets down here. So when they had to use a toilet, they would just have to find a corner and do their business there. And we have no air holes either. So just try to imagine the smell of 1,000 men sleeping down here, using the corners as toilets, and they didn't shower either. It's been really lovely, yes. And of course they got sick a lot because they didn't wash their hands or anything. So they would get sick, and most soldiers would die because of sickness instead of battle wounds. Yes, but it was only during wartime they would have to live down here. If Denmark wasn't at war with anyone, they would live down in the town and then just come to work every day and go home when the shift ended. So only during wartime down here. But of course a war could last for over a year, maybe 5 years. So Still wasn't great. Our next stop is the exercise hall. So just follow me and please be careful where you step and please don't hit your heads on anything. Right this way.
Yeah, we got the exercise hall.
Yeah. Yes, so this is the exercise hall. And this is where they would train with their swords. And also the room is designed for having horses in here. And we're quite close to the ceiling. It's not because the horses were tiny back then, it's because the floor has been raised in here. The castle is very close to the sea, so sometimes water would come into the casemates and the soldiers would walk around in water up to their knees for several days. That meant they would get sick and maybe even die. Some clever man connected this and thought that's not very good. So they raised the floor with about 1.5 meters in here. And this is also where they would get punished if they disobeyed an order or maybe even offended the king. The most popular method was called running the gauntlet. That meant that the soldiers would stand in 2 lines, a line over here and a line over here, facing each other. The soldier being punished would have to run between the lines, and the other one would then beat him with sticks. And the soldier would have to run from one wall to the other, then turn around and run back and forth. And of course the officers would be in here watching. So the soldiers that would have to hit, they would have to hit as hard as they possibly could. Because if the officers thought you're not doing your very best, then you would have to run as well. The soldiers would break almost every bone in their body because of this punishment, or they would die from it. Yeah, sounds fun to be a soldier, right? However, one good thing, they got food every day. And I will tell you more about that in the storage room. So we're going down to the light, and then everybody have to duck so they don't hit their heads. Right this way. So, this is the storage room. Because it's so cold out here, it was the perfect place to keep food. However, in the big containers over here, they had water, because in 1629 the castle burned. And after that they thought maybe it was a good idea to have water close by so they didn't have to run all the way down to the beach, because, well, then they couldn't really put out the fire in time. In the smaller containers on the other side, they also had water, but in that water they had living fish, living oysters, and living lobsters. And that was, of course, for the king. The king got fresh food so he wouldn't get sick. The soldiers, for breakfast, they had porridge, bread, and salted fish. For lunch, they had porridge, bread, and salted fish. And for dinner, they had, surprise, surprise, porridge, bread, and salted fish. Not a lot of variation. All the salted fish was kept in barrels, like the one standing over there. And because they got so much salt, they had to drink a lot. And you couldn't drink the water back then. If you drank the water, you would just get sick, and they didn't have time for sick soldiers. So they got beer instead. One soldier got 8 liters of beer every day. 8 liters of beer in a big bottle he would have to carry around with him all day long, because that was his beer. This beer was made from leftovers. It was a thick liquid, didn't taste very good, But if they were lucky, it maybe had 1 or 2% of alcohol in it. Yeah. Also, this beer was a gift from the king to his soldiers. So if they didn't drink up, they would get punished because they would offend the king. So they would have to drink all of the 8 liters of beer. And even though that sounds like a lot, some soldiers complained not about the punishment, but they said 8 liters is not enough. We want 10 liters of beer every day. But the king said, too bad, I'm in charge. You only get 8. Yeah, we are going outside now.
That's a liter is
No, but I mean, where there's no, this entrance is here.